June 22nd, 2022, Durango Dank here. Steve, Dimopoulos. Say that three times real fast. Now, when you think about how voice indexing worked and giving people the benefit of the doubt in my metaverse, and I'm going to just go through this really quick. So, when I was at the Super Bowl, I didn't go to the game, I cover the outside of the game where the parties are, the tailgate parties, the stores that are open that are kicking ass, those kind of things. What's supposed to bring money to the community, but that's not how it turned out in Vegas. Everything was locked down. So those business, because they just, I don't know what they wanted to do, but it was one of the worst Super Bowls to attend, along with Miami Gardens. Um, the best Super Bowls were LA and Tampa. There were businesses making money. They didn't have it all locked down. You could walk around, talk to people. Snoop Dogg opened up his store right across the street from the stadium, SoFi Stadium, and I think that's what it's called. And then Tampa, they had a lot of people, local celebrities, set up shop in people's yards so you could walk around, and people were getting parking $1,000. Guy made $5 grand. He parked 5 cars in his yard, and his yard was really nice, and it didn't look nice when it was over. But he's saying, I made 5 grand. I can go take care of my lawn now. So and then some. But and it's just strange how when people use words and other phrases that other people have used before them. And when you think of this right here, get this book, and you're going to see a big change in why things are the way they are. And then, like the next lawyers that are in line that will return phone calls. So if you see Futureverse song tag, that tag follows everybody that takes words from other people, uses other people's content. The at signs and hashtags are open. Anybody can use them. There's no trademarks. Whoever tells you that, they're full of it. Um, and when it comes to the internet, a lot of people who think they have authority, they have no authority. And the ones that have authority don't know the kind of authority they have, which is attorneys. So I manage 80 platforms that will soon be managed by lawyers, non-practicing licensed attorneys, our Google compliance officers. It's going to be big. But in the meantime, we still got to live our lives. And I got in a car accident, and it's a very small case where lawyers don't want to pick it up because it's too small. I mean, they're not going to put a lawyer on it that's making $300 an hour, or anybody when they got bigger. They could put their energy toward bigger cases. The only problem is it leaves a lot of people that end up paying their own bills because either their insurance, if won't pay it because they were a passenger in someone else's car, which I was in a Progressive insurance. Guy hit us in a car I was a passenger in. And if you're a passenger, they sure don't care about you. And so what I do as a Google third-party developer is I find solutions to disrupt an industry that needs to be reined in. So when lawyers that now this is just any licensed individual that has to do with financing, collecting money, especially personal injury, wrongful death, and they're bloviating and humble bragging all their money, and that we win, but it should be you win. So when they say we win, You know, a lot of these don't even get it to court. They put it on their 2-year calendar, and that's how they can put future monies in play for 2 years ahead of where they are currently. And so, what I try to do is create readings for people that when your information comes across in Denver, because you're putting yourself out that you're available, and then I call and you guys go out of your way to try to find me a lawyer until you find out my case ain't worth anything because the medical bills are only 4 grand. That's still 4 grand that needs to be paid. And so my insurance paid it, but they're going to get their money back. Guarantee they're going to get their money back. Because what happens now is when I call all of these lawyers, which I have been for quite a few since I got in this car accident. And so when those attorneys dry up, they get indexed. Every one of them. And every one of them said the same thing when I said, hey, my case is not worth much money. Oh, no, every case is worth money. And then they don't talk to you anymore. And then you're on a constant calling them back and they don't return the call. Now you got to go find another lawyer and start the conversation all over again for people that just heard it for the first time when you've already told it 30 times. So this is what happens with Gen AI because we can't allow people to have first page anything on Google or YouTube unless they're paying for it. And that's what's going to happen because their organic content is not matching the meta tags and the words that they're using are words from other people. I mean, they got in Vegas, they have like 30 number one law firms. You can't have 30 number ones. No matter, every year, a new one, and then a new one. But then you got to understand who is the source. Where are they in the industry? Just because they say that they're influencers or this or that, no one's called them out. I've been calling law firms out along with other people, but they do it on the back end. They take the content that I write when they see it and it goes wham to the people that know. My content isn't made for who's going to search this? You follow me? Who's going to search this, right? But I own all the words in it. It's called label harvesting. And because I was part of the conversation of trying to ascertain an attorney, and I ended up talking to a marketing guy. So my thing is to keep trying to get a hold of Steve, who says and claims that he talks to his clients are important, but yet he looks like this right now. Dumbfounded, confused, lackadaisical. Look at his face. It's all right there. It says it all in their face. So when you know how, and then you got Minister Steve coming. When you understand the minister, these are different words that explain the readings that we do and why they win and how. Let me give you an example. In the metaverse, in my metaverse, when we label somebody dumb bitch, it doesn't mean a girl, it doesn't mean a guy, it just means dumb bitch, D-U-M. And so a dumb D-U-M-B bitch is different. So I wanted to show my people on my side, and they're pretty powerful, because this is what we do. It ain't about money. So when I got a call from some lady that claimed to be an attorney, but a number didn't come up with the law firm, it just came up phone number. Okay, I didn't ask to see any, identifications, and with all the spam, I get spam from all people that claiming to be something they're not. And we call those people dumb bitch or dumb bitches, D-U-M. And so when you say, oh, okay, well, that's dumb bitch, show us. And so you scroll down, you see everything. And then I'm going to show you, and only a few know what this means, folks. Only a few know what this means. See, Durango Dank is missing from the dumb bitch, D-U-M-B. And that again is not gender. Everyone, just like girls call each other dudes now. I was getting petitions signed, right? And I heard this. You believe how many people fight? They go in peaceful, holding hands, and all of a sudden they come out arguing. I, I, I was like, I was very surprised. See, you don't hang out at a grocery store long enough. I've hung out 8 hours at 9 below 0, man. Okay, so I paid my dues, and these are the GPS and cell phone tower pings that puts me at a location on the specific times that I talk about. So artificial intelligence will use it. So those people that say, "Yeah, I was out getting signatures and I did this and this," but yet he was really not doing anything. He didn't go out one time, and then therefore what he does, because he's part of an election, he gets indexed to the dark web. He don't know he'll be indexed to the dark web. He'll just go through it, and let me tell you, folks, it's not pretty. And there's no laws. There's nothing that we can do to unplug Gen AI. And all of our voices and everything we type is now all pattern matched to who we are, where we go, who we talk to, the places we eat at, everything. And it doesn't stop there. It starts in your home, where all your computers are on. Your TV has a microphone in the channel. Shut your TV off. Look at the channel that you have it on. Shut your TV off. Take the channel, change the channel one time. Turn your TV back on and look what's on. It's the next channel. It's not, they don't ever turn it off. The updates they do daily is the updates that they do to get all the information that you talked about and done through your whole process. Depending if you're on a list, they'll look at that content and decipher, oh, okay. And that's where people, law enforcement, and other entities, because your front end, your website, your providers, excuse me, they know everything that's coming in because it goes through them first. So when you try to hide your ISP or you're doing some other tactics, you're done. They already know. And so when all these politicians come out who are ranked way below 25%, try to tell the rest of the world what to do, how to think, where to go, what's real, not real. Like you have all MSNBC, you've got all the CNN debates. The CNN is I mean, they're worthless, man, and they don't know this yet. And we need all those people to come out of the closet. All the people, all their talking heads, they're all identified. And the more they talk, ABC, all of them. When they try to talk whimsical, linguistic twisting to kind of disenfranchise, disillusion, dehumanize everything that they're accusing right now of Trump, with the way the rhetoric is, oh, you got to watch it, Trump's Hitler and all. If Trump was Hitler, he would have just killed everybody in 2016 and put them on trains. You would have went to the train station and never come back. That was the first train station uh, trip. Yellowstone, they tell you, hey, we're going to send you to the train station. And when they did, they just pushed you over a cliff and you never came back. Well, Hitler had real train stations. And those people, everybody saw. And you got people still saying, don't believe that stuff. Oh, those are pretty good frickin' actors that look like they were starved to death. Okay? So all this information, all this rhetoric, all the lies, all the misinformation, all the identifiers that we need their voices to index them for their final train trip. Because you're either doing the right thing or you're doing the wrong thing. When you do the right thing for the betterment of Google and YouTube and that being ADHD chronic, and I'm chronic dyslexia, it's crazy. but they can't discriminate against me. They can do whatever they want, but they chose not to. Because one day we're going to get the right people in the right positions of the platforms that we built. They're called ecosystems, and they'll create residual income for anybody for a long, 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 long period of time. We've been working on it for our first one is GP7A. So, anyways, when you think about dumb bitch, and then you look right here where it says missing, handled, Durango, Dank. Because one of my spams that I got, because obviously if you're pretending to be a lawyer, which I don't know, a lot of people say a lot of things, and if you've had spam, you know it. You're sending money to these people, so you don't really know what's going on. So the only way you can tag them is by texting them stuff. And when you text them dumb DUMB bitch, okay, you can't do that unless you're really part of the equation, like I am, where I am in that conversation. So you have to use DUM to point out the people. Now, here's what happened. After I went through a dumb bitch situation, because when the next person had called me, I had to ask him who he was after he started asking me questions like he was a lawyer. And I was like, wait a minute, what do you do for the firm? It was silent. The marketing director. What the? Because in marketing director asking me personal questions in regards to my case. How do I even know that it's even who you say you are just because your number came up? It wasn't your law firm, it was some other number. So when you think about all the manipulations, and so he's been indexed as Mr. Magoo. He thinks he's the they call him a law influencer because he does Instagram. But see, nobody's ever called him out. And so if somebody older calls him out with more meta tags, more experience in life, that makes him more interesting to artificial intelligence with other conversations and with other battles. Like this guy here, we own City and County of Denver LLC, 2018, the most powerful non-government platform, consolidated, based off of many things. So this guy, I won't tell you his name. So I use his, I indexed him because he said on when you look at this is my studio right here inside my house. I have a 1,000 square foot sound stage in our home. That's where we do a lot of work. And we allow other people to do work. But it's only invitation. Only invitation. But nevertheless, this guy here said, the fuck? That's what he started out on a term that it's probably been removed. I'm sorry, I read down my paperwork and stuff so I can take care of my next mission and what I got to do. So while I'm talking, I'm reading other things. That's why it is. That's why I hold my camera like this so that I work hard. So if I'm holding a camera for 18 minutes, that scores. That's ranking. I worked really hard. Man, that guy I've held the camera for an hour. An hour, folks. So when you think about creating nano power, you have to do nano power is where you can actually suck the PR and money when people bring it up in your industry that they raised $50 million to do open metaverse when we did it in 2006. And most of those people are all gone. That's a long time ago, 18 years. I was talking to people that were 50 and 60 years old. So these kind of things, when you know how to observe and index, we own observerindexer.com. We own googlebusinessdeveloper.com, which is a third party, and we teach you about Google. And most people don't even have a clue because their IT people have not raised their knowledge bar. So while they continue to bullshit their bosses that, oh, he's just an SEO guy. I mean, because we own SMO Worldwide, and they think that SMO is social media optimization. I mean, in their world, that's what it means to them. And that's all it means to them because they're outdated IT people. Software, hardware, doesn't matter. When you try to talk front end conversation, like you know what you're talking, the fuck are these people using future first? So he's headed to the dark web. He don't even know it. So when he go, all his people, all his connections, when you understand when you go to dark web, nothing works for you. Nothing works. And so when you don't know how to index, you don't know how to tell the truth, you don't know how to be who you are, and you try to steal other people's glory, you know. Like I wear, my son is in the military, and I wear a hat and people and his dog tags, and uh, people say, "Thank you for your service." I instantly am. No, my dad was in the service, my son's in the service, and I missed that trip. But what the trips that's coming, all the young kids that live in the United States, especially you women, they're getting ready to draft you too. Because if they can destroy the, I don't know what you call it. I don't know if the word destroy is the right word. I don't know who's doing what. I can't say anything. All I know is whatever our government is who I will be because that is what I've been taught. But when the ABC and all these people are using words that they've been using for years and years and they haven't changed, you know, if you're the same person in 2016 as you are today, you haven't changed. And so those people that are changing, those people that are waking up, like when I hear people, well, the black voters, that's racist right there. Oh, the Latino voters, oh, but they don't say the white voters. And this is coming out of white people's mouths that are supposed to be, um, I don't get it. You know, I'm West Nigerian, folks, so I'm allowed to talk about it. I'm the albino of the family. Um, and when I hear this and I watch the white people try to make victims out of Latinos, that's why Latinos have their own broadcasting. They're not listening to any of these fucking people. They're not listening to Fox. They're not listening to ABC. Only the same people, the 33 and a third that votes for everything that these people want to destroy America is what's happening. And everything that they're accusing, Trump's going to put us all in jail like they're doing to him now. And if they're doing it to him, they're going to do it to everybody. And our allies are watching it and they're about fed up with our fucking ass. They're positioning themselves around the world. You know, you think it's going to be guns, man. Those people that have come across our border, I believe, are digital soldiers. They can wreak havoc on a grid, folks. The right installations, they've already been trying to penetrate some of our forces, our military bases. They're already buying up property. It's almost like Biden and his team and the people that are controlling him are setting us up for such a freaking thing to where you might just see a whole new ISIS flag on the White House. And that's the ones that are doing all this to us now. That's what they want. And see, we're so caught up in our football games and basketball games and, oh, female basketball players getting outdone by men that pretending to be women so that they can take over that sport, and all these women liberals saying he's allowed to do it. Wait, she's allowed to do. No, she has she slash what slash who pronouns, folks. All these people don't realize that pronouns cannot build rocket ships. Pronouns cannot build bridges. Pronouns cannot build relationships. And no matter what you put in front of your name, and that AI has no time for that. Gen AI has no time for that. Gen AI is all about merits and ability. It doesn't see gender, it doesn't see color, it doesn't see religion. Can you dig that hole? Yes or no? Well, I don't know. No, this is a yes or no question. Well, that's a tricky question because, are you asking me to dig the hole now or tomorrow when I have a backache? Because if you ask me now, I'll have a backache when I'm done it. So I might as well just wait till tomorrow to have a backache. But then so I don't know. I don't understand the question. Are we talking nonfiction or fiction? I mean, I need to know what you mean by this. Duh. Folks. Oh, shit. When you understand what this is, all right, you see it right here. You see see this right here? You know what these are? These are identifiers. They're going to be building something like this in Florida. Or excuse me, this is Florida. They're going to build this in Vegas. They're getting ready to demolish a building. They're going to put that in its place. And so this is an identifier of the future of personal injury and wrongful death, like someone accidentally getting killed, the employees that are working there on the construction site. You got labor laws, you got all kinds of things. And see, this is what, if I was with the builders, the developers of the new property, I would be in the HR department, and we would uncover things like this so that they could get a heads up to start telling all their employees to slow down, take a look around you, 0 accidents, 0 deaths. They have to talk about it now to get everybody to realize that those construction sites are dangerous and that they do their best, which they do. Nobody does it better than Vegas. Those builders, the casino owners, they know everything, as they should. But what happens is these are the things that they can use AI to give them visions of tomorrow. And I could go down the rest of the way, but I'm not going to. I know what's there, and this will change. And we do. Everyone, I talk to a lot of people, and everyone says, "Well, who's gonna Google search this whole thing? Is it ain't for Google search in? This isn't retail. This is wholesale, below wholesale. This is where the people that are paying attention on knowledge and where and how they get their sources on what they're talking about. Like when people talk about AI and that AI's gonna, destroy the world. It's gonna destroy the world as what we know it, as far as the direction of where we are headed to right now. You can't build rocket ships on bullshit. You can't build rocket ships or nuclear power plants or dams that we haven't built, because all that money goes to elections and all the media that get paid for it. They've created a huge cloud deficit on their careers. And because I know how it is in my metaverse, I have an obligation to inform everybody what's coming. Whether they believe it or not, you can believe what you see and believe what I tell you. This is 18 years, folks. And this guy right here, I don't know who it is. Neil Schaus. He's another top lawyer, My Vegas. I guess that's the source, My Vegas. So what happens is now My Vegas will get indexed, so the Gen AI knows who the owners are, find out if they have any sub-bias. Are they biased? Are they fake? How do they make their money? Goes after the sales managers. Because, at My Vegas, if you're just getting lawyers in there, oh, hey, you're the number one and you got no readership. You could say you have all this readership or whatever. But now, the more these people talk, like everyone, we get indexed so that only the best people get to be on the top real estate. This is top real estate, okay, in regards to this term. this title, term if you want to call it. And so this is how artificial intelligence will make and create supervised indexing to try to find the answers to the people that have small claims of 2,000-3,000 bucks that were a passenger in someone's car, whose insurance company, like with me, it's Progressive. You know, I think Flo's a skank. I can smell her from, you know, like when they talk about Lumi, I think of her. I start smelling. So I start smelling Flo. Man, is that Flo up in here? And I think about all the people paying for those commercials, why they entertain us with their simpleton employees, and you know, and Jamie saying, "I know you need boss material." Duh. See, that's for all those Progressive insurance people that are paying. They think they're getting a big deal on their insurance when if they went searching, found themselves a 100-year-old insurance company that doesn't advertising, you win. And they'll sharpen their pencil to get you as a client because they don't have to advertise. So when you understand marketing and retailing and all the bullshit of people trying to save other people from themselves or from their accidents or their wrongful death, you got to go into a whole battlefield of people that are all pretending that they're number one. Our job is to find out who is number one. Who is the number one personal attorney in the United States of America? And folks, when I tell you that whenever you go to a Google, when you look at an attorney and you contact them and they don't call you back, leave a review. Okay? They can't get it erased as long as you are part of the equation. Like if you're just trying to leave some bad info and you're not the law firm, I wouldn't do it. Because what will happen is those investigators that are looking into their claims, they can go in the cloud and find out if you've ever using a couple Google operators in their system, if you've ever, you know, if you can do what you say you're going to do. Are you who you say you are? Are you really talking to an attorney or are you talking to a non-attorney? And if he's a non-attorney, what exactly can he talk about in your case? Because he's not a lawyer. So what's happening is lawyers are now given the appointment to non-attorneys who are learning and gathering all your personal information that used to require an attorney to do it. So that if you're going to hire them, you guys have established a client relationship. And right now, the only relationship you're establishing is the non-attorney who decides which attorney that it's going to go to, if at all.